daily cash flow, family. Family, today I want to talk to you briefly about that, about the welding financial side of things, about how you can turn a welding product into some finances. And I actually want to do a recap of my week actually working on the fabrication project of the smoker grill. Now I did this fabrication project for a friend of mine, and I told him, if you get the materials, I'm gonna help you out. So this was like just a personal project that I was wanting to do for him, and I'm like, you get everything, I'm gonna help you put this project together, and that's what I did. He got all the materials, and I pieced everything together. And when we was talking about it, he just wanted something basic, man. Just do this. This would be fine if you can do this. But you know me, I got to get my hog on, fam. I can't just do anything basic. So I wanted to make sure that it looked it right, that it can last, you know what I mean, and that it'll be reliable, and that it has some style to it, and so that way we can kind of show off the project, when we got done. You know what I mean? I just didn't want it to be, half-assed, so to speak. So, I fabricated it, and I did it in a way where I made a tray and a handle, and I did a couple of things to it, just to make it last long. Now, in the midst of me doing this fabrication, and this is the importance of fabrication welding. In the midst of me doing this, I documented the process. I documented me live, cutting the pieces, putting the grate, doing the 45s, cutting it with the grinder, welding it with the flux core, the full nine, measuring it, checking it twice, cutting this off, the whole process. And in this process of me doing this, a gentleman watched me do this, and he called me literally probably a little after the video was over. I get a call, and the gentleman say, "Hey man, I'm not too far from you. I got a small situation. I'm willing to pay you if you can come out." Now, I gave him my prices. He said, "Man, no problem." I came out. The man took care of me. The job was easy. We took care of it, and then I got to come back to do something later because he had a couple more things that he needed to get done. He was just aware of one of them. Once I got under there, I seen a couple things and just took some photos and said, "Hey, there's some things you might want to address later, but I'm gonna fix the issue, what I came to do." And then I actually fixed another one because it was right beside it. So you see how things work. As I was documenting me doing something for a friend of mine for free, fam, I was doing this for him. And by me doing that, it got me a job in return. So you see the power of documentation, documenting your skills, being able to have confidence enough just to share your skills, because I really just didn't talk in the video. I was just showing my fabrication. I'm just laying out, building, putting things together. And in the process of me doing this, someone seen it, I got a call, I made some finances. And the crazy thing about this is it was all based on your skill set. See, once you get a skill, fam, as they say, the skills that pays the bills. Once you get a skill, you can be able to transfer that skill over into a business. But you have to learn the skill set. You have to learn the skill set. You have to learn it. So that's why I say learning something like welding and fabrication, combo welding, or if you're just learning a couple different processes, whatever it is you're learning, learn it all, because you can transfer this information over to work for you. Even though this was a small grill situation, I can't tell you how many other situations I have done, even in Phoenix, Arizona, where I was doing side calls, doing mobile calls, side mobile welding calls on a Sunday. I was doing $200 an hour to do it on a Sunday. That's what I charged. And I'm telling you, I stayed busy. I stayed having somebody that was willing to pay that because it was an emergency and they needed it done. So some things you charge due to because it took your time, you can charge more. So there, once you get the skill set, it's just learning business. We have to learn business, fam. We have to learn business, and sometimes that's the thing that keeps us from getting over the hump. That's an old scripture that says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." Lack of knowledge. Information can change our situation. We just have to have the right information, fam. The right information. And when you're learning financial literacy, you just have to learn how to sell yourself, how to network, how to advertise, how to brand. See, all of these things is separate from just welding. That's why I say you can't reinvent the wheel. You have to get the skill set first. Learn how to weld, fam. That's just the basics. That's the basic part. Learning how to weld, learning how to fabricate, how to use a tape measure, how to lay out, how to do those things. Those things are going to open up big doors for you. But then you got to learn the business side. And that's why, fam, I stepped back from my artistry when I was doing music, and I wanted to learn the business side because I was just producing things, but I didn't fully know the business. You get what I'm saying? So I wanted to step back, learn the business side because I couldn't get upset if I wasn't getting the money, I wasn't getting the things that I was expecting because I wasn't doing the right things. So let me say this. If you and I get sick right now, you're not going to come to the welding shop and have me fix your problem. Nah, you know you need to go to a hospital. That's the same way when it comes to financial literacy. Sometimes we tend to feel that we can do certain things ourselves, but we can't. We have to go to people that's been doing, that's been proven, and get the information from them, and then we can be able to fix our thing. That's why I never understood why you will go to college for entrepreneurship unless it's full entrepreneurs in there teaching it. You see what I'm saying? If it's not a person that's actually doing it, if you want to learn how to be a millionaire, you're probably not going to get it from a person that's doing a 9 to 5 that's not a millionaire. The millionaire know how to get to the bag quicker, faster, and the system of it than the person that's teaching it. And that's what I learned, fam. So a lot of times we chase our tail because we go to the wrong people for the wrong information. If you know this person is proven, go to that source, get that information. You know what I mean? It's just like, parents, we get emotional with the judicial system, dealing with the kids and the youth, not knowing that that's a system and that's a game. We can't go to them playing checkers, they playing chess. So we have to get a lawyer. It don't matter how emotional we get dealing with that situation. We have to play we have to play the part. So we have to get a lawyer and let them do the thing. You see what I'm saying? Someone that knows their game. And it's the same way, fam, with us building our finances. Once you learn the skill, learn financial literacy. Learn financial literacy. Find you someone who can teach it to you verbatim. Purchase an ebook. There's plenty of good ebooks out there that can help you. Not only mine, for those who want to check out some of mine, the links are in my bio, but there's plenty of good ebooks out there. But just find the person that's been proven. Find those that have been proven. That's how you save your headache. Don't try to get rich quick, fam. Just try to find people who have shown you how to get from A to Z. And I think you'll be okay when you're investing. But once you get the skill, you got to learn the business and you got to be willing to network. Everybody afraid to get in front of the camera. Man, you need this. You got to have that. You got to have this. But I'm going to tell you something, fam. When I first dived in front of this camera, I just had my phone. Didn't know what I was doing on the screen with the look. Had fingerprints on it. I didn't know what to do. I was just trying to do something. But I got better over time. And my first viral video that got over 5 million views right now, I had my phone, fam. I had it set up and I wanted to teach something. So sometimes we get all caught up in how it needs to be. Yes, nothing wrong with getting it clean, getting it better, having a better sound, all of that. Nothing is wrong with that. You want to improve. But to get started, though, don't get hindered and say you got to be perfect to get started. If we're not perfect, why are we trying to get perfect to get started, fam? So let's just get started documenting our process, showing our journeys. I can't tell you how many times I took photos of my welding projects, different jobs I've been on, and I post them on my resume, and I've had people call me back because of the photos they seen. So you can attach photos to your resume. And I've had different contractors say, hey, we really like those photos. We got a job just like that. We want to hire you. You did that. Because it's one thing to say, yeah, I got experience. But when they see you doing certain things, the proof is in the pudding, fam. You're documented and they can see it. So if you're going to make good finances as a welder, if you're really trying to go from welding to financial literacy to financial freedom, you're gonna have to start documenting, because not only are you gonna make money from just documenting, from getting monetization from someone going back and watching your videos, or you're teaching and educating them. Now you also using it as a advertising tool, where you know can run a commercial and you can advertise in certain areas. But there's so many ways to get a bag, fam. So many ways. So I just wanted to encourage everyone that I took something simple, something I would have did for free, which I did for my friend. I wanted to help him out. He wanted to start doing some cooking. We have had a hometown festival this weekend called the Owl Fest. So my goal was to get this smoker grill off so he can cook and then help him out. He been helping me out around here, you know, around the house when I'm gone. So, you know, I wanted to pay homage. So, you know, and by doing that, I documented the process. I was able to make more money from documenting than I would have charged him. No lie. I'm not lying. Like, I made more money than I would have charged him from documenting than someone calling me. You know what I mean? And then we still got used to the grill. I made sure I put some videos up of him cooking over the weekend. Y'all know I don't eat meat. I'm a pescatarian. So I'm strictly vegetables and fish, but I did have some tuna to throw on the grill. I just didn't want to throw. I just didn't want to. I ended up having some grilled shrimp, I believe, and a salad. So I was cool with that. But all I want to say is, fam, document your journey. Document your journey. If you're starting to get ready to go in welding school and you know you're gonna start a career, if you know you want to start a welding career, say, you know what, I'm about to start this journey. Create your YouTube channel. You can change the name over time, fam, but think of something, create your channel. Start documenting your journey. Start taking pictures of your welds in school. Start learning the information, getting around the people you need to get around. Start watching the videos you need to watch to get your mind around that trade, whatever area you are in. If you know you want a certain amount of money, find them jobs that pay that. Call them. Ask them what is required of you. Ask them what their WPS is. Ask them what their SOP is. And 9 times out of 10, they'll give it to you, fam, because they want good workers. And you know what I mean? And so if you put in the work and you do the preparation, fam, you'll make the money. But you have to get the skill set and you have to make the preparation, fam. You have to make the preparation. So I just wanted to say salute, salute. Let me stop for a second. I want to make sure I lock all these messages in. I appreciate everybody for checking in with me, fam. Thanks for the love and support. Thanks for checking in, fam. I want to make sure I lock them in. Like I say, fam, the welding career is awesome. And coming soon, I'm working on a fabrication welding program that's going to be connected to the Arkansas Baptist College. And we're going to have a 16-week program and a 6-week program. So the goal is we're going to be teaching fabrication welding. We're going to be helping with the needs in the area of the inner city of Little Rock. So we're going to be teaching construction welding first, construction and manufacturing, which is MIG welding, flux core welding, and stick welding. And then we're also going to be teaching TIG welding as well, but the introduction to it. But we're also going to get into the sheet metal welding, because we do have some shops in the area that need stainless steel TIG welders. So we want to teach not only how to weld, but how to fabricate, how to create something. And that's another thing I want to create. I want to speak on that tray that I built. If you go back and you look at it, I didn't have a blueprint. I had it here. I knew how to do the measurements. I had the squares to line it out. So what I did is I created something that didn't exist. And you see how powerful it is having a skill like welding and fabrication, because you can see something and you can create something and you can sell it to someone. You can make it better than what it was before. And that's what I did. You can make something that it already exists better. You see what I'm saying? So there's so many things you can do, but you have to learn the fundamentals though. You have to learn how to weld and fabricate. That's why I say it's so fundamental and it's so good to have, because once you get it, fam, it's going to change the game for you. Appreciate the love, fam. Thanks for the love. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button, fam. I appreciate the love and support. Like I said, I just wanted to go live today and just talk about it, and wanted y'all to go over and check out some of the uploads I did, some of the shorts I did, just talked about it, fam. But we really need to learn more about financial literacy, fam. And the best way to do it is to get someone that's proven. You know what I mean? One thing I learned, fam, the tail is connected to the body. So if you slow down, you will catch your tail. But if you keep trying to run around, you always try to figure out what's going on, fam. And it's just small principles. We just need people who has been proven. Once you find somebody that's been proven in what they're doing, it'll be easy for you to invest in them or to follow their blueprint. So I'm just saying, fam, for those who want to be more interested in it, I do have a fabrication welding program blueprint book coming out, and it's going to really teach people how to, a fabrication welding blueprint, which is going to show you how to do the fabrication side, how to make money from it, how to turn your structural welding skills or your manufacturing skills that you've been doing on the job into some finances. And like I say, a lot of times, once you've been doing something for, to me, 3, 5, 10 years or more, you comfortable, you know what to do, and you got a more of an understanding of it. So I just say learn everything. And to be honest, we're not taught financial literacy at all, so we have to educate ourselves, especially if we tradesmen. A lot of times we're coming from rural areas, or we're coming from struggling homes, or sometimes we just come from homes with money that we just want to do something physical. So, but we're not taught in ways how to allow our money to work for us. We can only work so many hours, fam, but our money works harder. It don't get tired, it don't sleep, it ain't gonna complain, it don't get hungry. You see what I'm saying? So there's so many things you can do with your money. So all I want to say, fam, for those who want to do it, now is the time. 2025, you can get started this year, change your life forever. I have plenty information available for those who want to learn financial literacy. Like I say, check out the links in my archive. I have different ebooks, different blueprints. This is not documentaries talking about my story. I'm showing you how to get some money, fam. And for those who've been following me from my Hog On University, from Hog On Welding, you know what I mean? And to now, fam, you'll know that it's proven. So there's a lot I can teach you, from shipping container conversions, from welding skids, from fabricating furniture, high-end furniture. Like, I can show you a lot, fam, and actions speak louder than words. I'm not selfish with the game, because I know I can give you some information, and you might take it somewhere further than me. And I'm okay with it, fam, because one thing I know, it takes, not only does it take the information, it takes the money and the courage to take the risk. Are you willing to take the risk to get yourself over the hump? A lot of people are not willing to take that risk. And if you're willing to take that risk, you're going to get over every time, fam. So now is the time to get the skills, fam. If you have a child, someone you know or may know in the inner city of Little Rock, that's where I'm going to be soon, fam. We're dropping off this program. It's going to be a community at Arkansas Baptist College. I don't know the exact name we're calling it just yet. But stay in tune. It's going to be on the Arkansas Baptist College ground off of MLK. So it's in the hood, fam, and we're going to be saving the hood, fam. We're going to be giving the hood trades, welding, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, carpentry. Our goal is to really change things, helping them get GEDs and also degrees, fam. You know what I mean? Teaching entrepreneurship and not just how to get a job. Everybody don't just want to go clock a job, fam. Somebody thinks bigger. And everything, the majority of the brands and the things that we enjoy are people who say, you know what, I want to do something different. So if that's you want to do something different, fam, sometimes you need a skill and you need the right information to get there. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that. I just thought it was cool that over the weekend I was able to do something that actually transitioned into some money. And literally, I wasn't trying to do that, but it showed you how you make money from documentation. Like for me going live on YouTube, going live on Facebook, showing me building this thing as I was building, because I had people in the local community. That's why I went live on Facebook. There's people in the local community that'll get the beans, that you're going live about certain topics and you can be able to reach more. So I did that, and then I cut the videos and upload them on YouTube to reach the masses as well. So, there's many ways to do things, fam. Network, document. I would also want to say, at least have you at least 3 channels: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you're really serious about your business, those are the 4 that I would recommend if you're serious. Facebook is good as well, but if I had to pick LinkedIn over Facebook, I'm gonna pick LinkedIn every time if you're trying to do business, fam. So build your rapport. Learn as you go, fam. Some people wait so long before they get started. They talk themselves out of it. But if you never get started, fam, you can't do nothing. Since I've been back home, I've been here visiting for the last 2 weeks, knocking on 3 weeks, and I've been documenting. I've been uploading videos. I've been putting out good content. I've been helping people. So even though things might not be going the way you want them to go at a certain time, you have to think financial literacy. And if you think financial literacy, you're thinking generational wealth. Things happen over time. That ball might be small, but in the long run, it's going to get bigger and bigger and keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. You see what I'm saying? And you're going to be able to eat off something that you did years ago. You know what I mean? That's why I say it's important to create your channel, because as it get to going, people want to know your journey. Most people see famous people when they see them where they at, and they say, "Oh yeah, he's from here," but we never see their journey. Document your journey, fam. You can sell your story. And I also documented my journey. That's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to show people how I got here, what I went through. So if you go to my channel right now, Hog On TV, which used to be Hog On Welding and the Hog On University, you see I changed it 3 times. So you can always evolve, fam. But you got to get started, fam. You know what I mean? So I appreciate those who've been tuning in, those staying live. I appreciate, I know it's Sunday. I just wanted to upload this information. It was on my mind. I wanted to encourage people to learn financial literacy, learn how to do welding and fabrication, not just be a welder alone. There's so much you can do, fam. For those who want to get their hog on with me, it's hoodie season. All you gotta do is put in Hog On Welding hoodies, t-shirts on Amazon Prime. Get you one, fam. If you get you one, make sure you take a photo, tag me in it, fam. Let me know you're getting your hog on. And like I say, my ebooks are available. The links is in my bio, fam. I have several out right now, and I have one right now that can probably help those who's welding, called Monetize Your Torch. It's my new ebook showing you how to monetize your YouTube, how to get things going as a welder, how to scale, fam. If you're really serious about doing it, you're not going to get it overnight, but you're going to get it over time. And most definitely if you get the right information. So y'all be blessed. Continues to prosper, fam. I'm out. Make sure these messages are locked. Salute, salute. Today I wasn't going to do any welding, fam. I just wanted to talk about some financial literacy. I appreciate everybody for checking in. Like I say, thanks for all the subscribers. Thanks for those who've been sharing, those who've been commenting, those who've been liking the channel. All of those things are awesome, fam. Our goal is to get that 100K. We want that plaque to put on the wall in here, fam, so that way we can let other black and brown children know that they can do it as well. We want to help everybody, but we know we got to help those who look like us, those who out here in the hoods with us. They need to see somebody look like them to say, "Hey, you know what? I can do this too, fam." So let's do this for them, fam. Let's represent for them. Let's get them, because we know what the kids like. They like numbers. So let's get them some numbers. Show them that it's cool to be a welder. It's cool to be a fabricator. It's cool to be a tradesman. You know what I mean? It's cool to get some money, fam, and turn that trade into a business, into a system. There's a difference. Let me say that. Once you learn the trade, you're just working a job. Once you get it, you start doing you a little business, and you still got to work the business. But then you learn how to work the money, and you create a system from the trade that can make you money in your sleep, fam. You want to learn how to make money in your sleep. And if that's you, fam, check out my ebook, Monetize Your Torch. Y'all be blessed. Continues to prosper. I appreciate all the love. I'm out. Hold on.